Okay, welcome back. We're going to be going through Minoru Nakazato Sensei's M2 set, Yakusoku. We call them the M2 set. Some people call them the intermediate set. I basically was taught Kihan is M1, M2 is intermediate, M3 is advanced, and then of course we have Shiguro Sensei set. The M2 set's a little bit different than the Kihan set because it's a back and forth. So your opponent will be attacking you and then you'll be attacking back. It always ends just like all Yakusoku, with one person being the attacker, one person being the defender. So we're going to start with M1 or M2 set number 1 and work our way up to number 7. Okay, so you face your partner, wow. Both sides go to ready position, Yoi. He's going to execute his down block position. This one's pretty simple. He steps in, does a punch, and do a middle outside block, and then he just repeats what I did. And then same thing, middle inside block, and he repeats what I did. And he's going to throw a high punch, executing the down block or a front kick, and then I go right back at him with the exact same thing. Now when he throws this next punch, I want to set in a Shiko as the punch comes in and grab to the side here. Locking up, putting the elbow into the chest, grabbing a hold here. Step this leg back as you execute the take, holding the arm, and then punch directly to the face. Don't rechamber and punch directly to the face. And then help partner. So it's pretty simple. We'll go through that one from the other side as well. So, okay, so it's going to be 1 for 1, 1 for 1, and then high punch, kick, high punch, kick. Set your Shiko, lock the arm, grab here, step back, take down, and punch directly to the face. So you can get an idea of how it works. The instruction, the 1 for 1 and 1 for 1, that's how I actually teach these in the dojo, so that might help you a little bit. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is going to be 2 punches. Cat stance, we call it a 2 for 2. Then I go back at him, each and knee. He's going to do a front kick. You do a double block just like this, middle punch, and then he's going to throw a high punch, and you X block. Making sure right arm is on top, not here, right arm on top. You're going to slide the left arm out, pull the palm over, switch hands, step into a Shiko, deliver a reverse elbow strike, and then dislocate the elbow on the shoulder. Pretty simple. Okay. M2 set number 3. It's pretty simple in terms of how it works and everything. We're going to go through it through the motions. Keep in mind that the M2 set and M3 set are actually taking out a kata, so they're more like a bunkai method. Right, so it starts with down block. It's going to be a 1 for 1 exchange. And then he's going to throw a punch. I set the Shiko and I elbow check and I do a back knuckle. And then he does the exact same thing at me. Notice how I shift into this position with the Shiko. Then he's going to execute another stepping punch, block. This one you're going to shift to the outside, blocking here, catching, grabbing up to the neck. When you pull back here, you want to rotate around with the back leg, taking the person down, which would be just like in Pasai show, and then punch. Don't lift the arm. So punch. Back up. Okay, so understanding this one, we're going to do it again. Down one. So it's going to be a 1 for 1 on the exchange. Pinan Sandan. Pinan Sandan. Notice don't forget to shift into that Shiko. Stepping punch, block, grab, hit here, take him down, and punch. Pretty simple. Okay. So, and you'll notice that I ended up having to step out of the way because he was actually falling towards my leg. That is perfectly acceptable on this one as well. All right. So that's M2 set number 3. Okay, M2 set number 4. It's going to be high, middle, lower, what we call a 3 for 3 exchange, then a punch and a front kick with a takedown. We'll cover the takedown and how to do it 2 different ways in terms of how that goes. Okay, so start racing this down block. So it's going to go high, middle, low, and then high, middle, low, and then he's going to throw that stepping punch, block in here, front kick. First one you step back on. This one I move out of the way and I catch the person. And I'm going to pick him up, drop him on the ground, and then execute a punch. Very simple. Now, if you get a partner who is bigger than you or heavier than you, or you're not capable of picking them up and throwing them, you want to actually step back, which is what we're going to cover. So we'll do it again. Okay, so high, middle, low. Like I said, a 3 for 3. And then middle punch, block, kick, kick. Now, say I can't pick him up and throw him. I grab here and I grab underneath the leg and I step my leg back, just basically drop him to the ground and execute a punch. Very simple. The preferred method is to learn how to catch their kick and dump them when they're throwing that. All right. But for beginners, it's okay to step back until you can build up the strength to actually pick people up and drop them. Okay, M2 set number 5. This one's a little bit more different or difficult because it involves using stances. You got to shift from a front stance to a Shiko stance. Okay, so he's going to down block. We're going to start off with the first technique, high punch, front kick, shift to a Shiko and block the elbow. Push on, execute your front kick, your high punch. Both of us will shift to a Shiko here. Next time he's going to step in and punch. You notice how he pushed me off too. And then you're going to execute like Nai Hanshi Sanda. So you're going to be here, block, roll underneath, dislocate, pull the arm back out, back knuckle to the face, and then back to ready. So pretty simple, but shifting of the weight's very important on that one. A lot of people choose to skip going to Shiko. You got to shift to that Shiko dodge. Now what? Okay, so one step, 2 punches, each knee, kick, here comes that punch, get your body out of the outside, pull them down, thorax strike, and then knee to the face. Very simple motion. You'll notice that I redirected the punch and I moved my body slightly to the side so I can catch it and then do the elbow. Okay, M2 set number 7. This one involves a front kick and a side kick, and when the person throws the front kick, they need to step in and do the side kick. In our dojo, I tell everybody it's kind of like doing a dance. You need to make sure that you know your part and they know their part, and you both do it effectively. All right, so now what? So it starts with a 1-for-1 exchange, and then he's going to throw a front kick. As he throws a side kick, I step to the outside, and we end up switching positions. Notice we're same, our chest is facing the same way. He executes his front kick, I go back in with my middle punch. When he throws this next punch, I block here, slapping the arm across, grab up behind the gi. I'm going to step in and I'm going to need to sweep. I don't want to do this and pull him over. I actually want to take my leg and sweep it through as I do the takedown. So I can sweep and then my punch right to the face. Okay, and then back up. And that's M2 set number 7. These are more instructional in terms of how they go. We'll go through one really quick, just so you guys can see it, in terms of how you would actually want to perform it if you're the attacker and you're the defender. Now keep in mind, we're only doing the defensive sets today. In other words, he's attacking me. And when you actually do these, after you take your partner down, you hit him, you would be attacking back. So, but that's something we can do in the dojo. The goal for today was to get these on video and get them out there so that my students have something as a reference point to be able to practice these. I know that we've done them ghost method in the past, but that's not what we're doing today. I actually wanted you to see what they look like with a partner. Okay, so this is M2 set number 7, how you would actually perform it. There's not going to be any instruction on this. He's just going to attack and I'm going to defend. So you're going to face your partner, right? Go yoi, executes his down block, and commit. And then if we were trained in the dojo, I would down block and we would go at it back and forth. So these are the Yakusoku sets. Hopefully this instructional method helps a little bit. They're not really as hard as what people make them out to be. It's just a question of getting things memorized. How do you memorize it? You get a partner in your practice. Karate is a partner art. It's not a solo art. You need to be in the dojo. You need to be training with people. Learning things from video is very, very hard. So, but that's pretty much it. M2 set, Yakusoku's Minoru Nakazato Sensei intermediate set, as some other people call it. Next up will be the M3 set.